Welcome everyone to Meditation Mount and to this full moon meditation held in the sun sign of Aquarius, with the full moon actually in Leo. And the exact time of the alignment of the full moon will be tomorrow morning, 5:53 a.m. here in the Pacific time zone. So let's begin by gathering together in virtual space and connecting all the various hearts and parts of the world that are present on this call. And we do this by taking a few deep, gentle breaths, bringing ourselves present, releasing any tension that may be held in the physical body. Any tension that we are holding in our emotional or feeling body. Let it go. Breathe it out. And then release any thoughts that are flying and swirling around inside the mind, allowing the mind to become clear and serene. And now let us enter the stillness of our hearts. And we sense the beat of our heart, pulsing, circulating the blessings of the one life throughout the ecosystem of self, our own micro-universe. And at the center of each heart, there burns the eternal flame that is the fire of love. This is the fire that connects us all, that lives at the heart of all creation. So let us connect heart to heart to heart and weave together a lighted matrix of love. And we affirm and sense deep in our blood and bones, on all the cells of our being, the fact that when we are joined together in love, we form a coherent and connected field of joyful service. We are united through the resonant relationship of the one heart. So let us bring ourselves back into our waking consciousness with this sense of deep connection, not only with the group assembled on this call, but with all the groups around the world who are gathered at this time for this planetary meditation. So let's explore some of the qualities and opportunities associated with Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign whose influence stimulates our spiritual capacity to love and to serve the common good. Its symbol, as you probably know, is the water bearer. And the keynote associated with this sign is, "Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty people." Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty people. You might be thinking, well, why are they referring to the waters of life when it's an air sign? Well, the water referred to in the keynote is not the water of our streams and our oceans, but it's the spiritual waters that represent the life force that flows and circulates freely in this particular air sign. I'm thinking of the ancient Greek word pneuma, P-N-E-U-M-A, pneuma, because this word really captures the spirit of the air in Aquarius. Pneuma means in Greek breath or spirit. So this breath of life of Aquarius is in fact the life more abundant referred to in biblical texts that we await with expectant joy in the coming era. So let's get a better understanding of the qualities that are available to us in this solar sign. And we'll do that by just looking at the different rulers, the different planets. The outer or exoteric ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, the god of the higher heavens, symbolizing the ethers that form the medium of our relationship with the whole. And Uranus is a seventh ray planet. And we'll get more into what this means later. The inner ruler or esoteric ruler is Jupiter, known as the father of the gods, who presides over human society with secondary qualities of cohesion, harmony, expansion, unity. So if we were to explore more the ray energies that pour through the constellation of Aquarius, we would see that there are other factors at play. But I'd like to just say, for those of you not familiar with the science of the rays and the seven rays that we're talking about, simply picture a rainbow in the sky. And instead of only seeing the seven colors of the rainbow, imagine that each color represents a particular living presence, a presence that embodies a specific frequency or quality of energy. So each color has a sound, and each color of the rainbow is in fact the vehicle of expression of a cosmic presence. So this spectrum of lives expresses the rainbow light of the one life. And these seven rays are also known as the seven spirits before the throne of God. You may have come across that phrase in some ancient texts. So the seven rays are the seven spirits before the throne of God. So let's unpack this a little bit more. The dominant energies in this sign are the second ray of love and wisdom, the fifth ray of concrete knowledge and science, and the seventh ray of ceremonial order and magic or divine organization. So these three rays together help to establish right relationship, and they help to anchor spiritual energy in material form. And this is clearly articulated when you look at the motto of the seventh ray. Just as each astrological sign has a motto, so does each ray have a motto. And the motto of the seventh ray is, "The highest and the lowest meet, and spirit irradiates the forms." So these specific three rays, the second, the fifth, and the seventh, that are present in Aquarius, they actually create a perfect combination to aid in the reimagination of our world and the renaissance of the soul, and for the manifestation of diversity of cultural expression. And if you go back to the motto associated with the United States of America, E pluribus unum, out of many one, this affirms our spiritual destiny here in America of helping the one express itself in the many, and not have one of the many dominate the rest. So we gain a deeper sense this month of the greater cycle we're entering, namely that of the age of Aquarius. So we get a sense of the energies that will be pervasive all the time as we touch in this month to Aquarius. So Aquarius, the age in which we're moving into, will help to awaken the heart of humanity. And this spiritual goal is actually enshrined in the very first article of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, which reads that all human beings should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood or fellowship or kinship. One point to remind ourselves as we move between these two ages, the Piscean and the Aquarian, is that the new forms to be birthed in Aquarius, with its seventh ray influence, will be very different from those manifested in the Piscean age through the sixth ray of idealism and devotion. So without getting too technical, I just want to give you a sense of the shift, because it is a very important shift. In the age we're now leaving, the sixth ray can have a tendency to crystallize beliefs and crystallize social structures, making them difficult to easily and gracefully change and be updated as required. So the Piscean age can get crystallized. But also the Piscean age, I believe, gets a bad rap. The influence of the sixth ray of devotion is not always appreciated and is often seen by people as something old and outdated, and thank God we're moving away from it. I'd like to just name some of the positive aspects of the age of Pisces. The Piscean focus and tendency to devotion and idealism has actually been a benevolent force. It's allowed us to adhere to our highest principles and remained aligned to our ideals. So the Piscean allows for this deep alignment. It keeps our spiritual head above the swirling waters of the astral plane. But the problem occurs when the sixth ray energy shows up in its shadow version or its negative expression. Then these ideals and beliefs infused with strong devotion become divisive and dogmatic. And the ultimate ossification of dogma is fanaticism. And as you know, fanaticism is a rigid position that refuses to change. It's unwilling to consider other perspective and sees its beliefs as the only expression of truth. And just because we're in a particular state of world tension at the moment, I just want to name that it's interesting to see that both the nations of Russia and the USA have the sixth ray as their personality. The strength of this is that both nations can draw upon the power of idealism when aligned with the overlighting soul. It keeps them aligned with the values, the ethics. And yet there's a real danger that these nations that are governed by the sixth ray on their personality can actually sink into the darkness of dogmatism when the light of the soul does not guide their outer actions. So something to be aware of is what we're experiencing at the moment. So if the Piscean age is characterized by crystallized forms that eventually need to be broken up, then the Aquarian age with its seventh ray influence will have forms that are more flowing and fluid and that resemble liquid crystal. So let me give you an example, an illustration. The screen you are viewing right now is LCD, liquid crystal display. And as you're watching the movements on the screen, it's because it shows accurately each moment the impulse is being transmitted from the source. Every millisecond it refreshes and shows a new image. So liquid crystal responds and changes continuously moment by moment, and always reflects on the outside the pulsing note of intent that lives on the inside. So if we can have this with our computers and our smartphone screens, imagine what it's like to live inside a world where we're more adaptive. We can go with the flow. There is still structural integrity, and yet we don't get stuck. So the seventh ray maintains a dynamic and fluid integrity between purpose and form. And in general, you could say that the seventh ray forms are fluid and responsive and don't run the same risk of crystallization, dogmatism, and fanaticism found in some of the Piscean age forms. I just wanted to name that now because we're not just focusing on Aquarius and this full moon. The full moon is happening inside a world that is in major transition. So if we understand that we're between these two ages, and there's always this rough water to cross between these ages, whether you call them the age of Pisces or Aquarius, or whether it's the Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga, we're in this transition time. So let's imagine a future Aquarian society together. Let's imagine a society where the manifested forms morph and change according to the needs of the moment, but still retain the inner integrity which is aligned to planetary purpose, which is aligned to the core values of a society that is being lovingly governed by our better angels. So this is what we have to look forward to in the centuries ahead. It's not a done deal. We actually have to make it happen. But the fact that Aquarius, with its fluidity will allow us to go with the flow and to create new forms that stand a better chance of holding up and expressing the spirit than those that have to be broken up every now and again because they get crystallized. So just a couple more things about Aquarius. Each zodiacal sign has an associated quality of light. And for Aquarius, it's called the light which ever shines within the dark, cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark is gone. I'll read that again because it's sort of what's happening now on the planet. The light which ever shines within the dark, cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark is gone. So this is exactly the kind of inner support we need as we begin the collective task of cleaning our global house and initiating a process of healing. And healing can be seen as the bringing of light and love into the dark places of our collective psyche. I'd like to conclude this brief introduction to Aquarius with a mantra that is used by people around the world to reconsecrate their lives to serving the coming of this light of love, to serve this life more abundant that we await. Forgetting the things which lie behind, I will strive towards my higher spiritual possibilities. I dedicate myself anew to the service of the coming one and will do all I can to prepare human minds and hearts for that event. I have no other life intention. So let us take a moment to register in our awareness the beneficent Aquarian influence that are flooding the ethers this month, to be aware of the many opportunities that are presented to us to be of service. And as we hold this in our heart, and as it pulses and becomes alive inside of us, let's take this now into the next stage as Diana leads us in our group meditation.
Thank you, Michael. It's beautiful. And here we are. I'll just add a couple of notes before we go into the meditation in a few minutes. So as I was meditating this morning, sensing what to speak of and how to hold the space for us all these days, and how do we all hold this space, is that idea that we are holding it together. We are holding it together. And we're creating a network of light, a network of consciousness that really matters and is holding together the energies for the highest good. And that becomes a kind of spiritual responsibility, a spiritual privilege, right? To hold like that together, being aware of all of us that are holding together around the world in every place there is, from the littlest village to the White House, right? Anything we can think of. There are conscious souls everywhere, all over the planet, more than there ever has been on this planet incarnated. And so these are powerful times. And we get to hold together for this time. And what I've been saying all week to almost everyone I speak with in different ways, there's nothing more important than my own alignment, right? There's nothing more important than my alignment. Right? There's nothing more important than your alignment. And when you have your alignment established, which occurs every time we meditate, and more powerfully when we're in a group together, when we realize our alignment, It is the main thing. It is the thing that helps you discern the landscape, right? To navigate what is happening on so many levels, so many changes are happening so fast, that keeps you centered no matter what's in front of you, no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, that there is always, we are, as a group, whether we know it or not, or whether we're aware of each other in that moment or not, as a group, we are holding a group alignment for the highest good for all. And for ourselves, our work is to manage our own alignment. So when we meditate, that's what we're doing. And today we're going to really anchor that alignment more so that it becomes known, felt, absolute, real. So I think on that note, there is nothing more precious than that alignment. And as you stand in that alignment, you begin to be able to stand in that alignment more and more and more and more of the time. Like nothing can knock you out of it or make you lose it, can wobble, but it isn't gone. It's there. It's pure strength. And in this solar Aquarius, full moon in Leo, heart, courage, right? Full moon in Leo, roar, right? We are in this strong time of Leo, full moon, self-identification, a solar Aquarius, group identification, right? And knowing where we stand within all of this, which first begins with our own alignment. So as we go into the meditation in a moment, as we're going to anchor that, establish that even deeper. And as much as we may already have it, or you may know that you've got it, or that you're very fully aware of your alignment, like in all things, it's ever expanding, ever growing, that alignment or that awareness of your alignment is ever expanding, ever growing, ever deepening. And so we begin in this meditation now. So when you're ready to, getting comfortable for the meditation now, and just take a few breaths to organize the self, organize yourself into this time and place, into this moment. As you let your breath calm the physical body, tension anywhere just drops away now. Tension physically in any part of your body, pain, headache falls away. Nervous energy falls away. And what's left is presence, pure presence. And so you call yourself to attention. We call ourselves together in attention, in a gentle, relaxed attention, as the physical body relaxes, followed then by the emotional body relaxing. Like you can let go now of all the accumulated emotional tensions that have gathered during the week and since the beginning of the year, and just put it down for right now. So that what's left is this now moment, this presence, this present moment. And within that, then, finally and completely and complexly, the mind begins to quieten, becomes still. And as the mind becomes still, You feel your place in the heart of the cave center, connected to the heart of the heart, connected to the heart of pure consciousness in the cave center. And as you take your seat in this presence, the crown chakra opens. The mind is quiet and becomes aware of the soul, just like that. And the soul is in meditation deep. Om. The soul is in meditation deep. And you begin to step then into that deepening stillness that holds with the universe and all beings and all consciousness, holding up for the highest good. And you feel that from the center of the heart of the head, from the cave, feeling, sensing a line of light now, blue-white light, shooting straight up to the masters and teachers, with Christ at its center. Feeling that light increasing now as it continues and moving up through Shambhala and the heart of the sun, and finally to the heart of Sirius, just sensing this blue-white light that connects from heart to heart to heart on the vertical, all the way to the heart of Sirius. And we stand as a group awareness, establishing and established in our alignment as a thing, a recognizable, sensible, realized, real thing, our alignment, feeling that direct connection with the soul. And we'll use as our seed thought as we move into the silence for about 10 minutes. I align with the soul. I align with the soul. I and the soul are one. I align with the soul. I am aligned with the soul. As a fact, as a recognizable position within the self. I am aligned with the soul. And memorizing this positioning of self that is unbreachable, ever strengthening, and calling to itself all things that support this alignment. With the divine plan. And as you sense this blue-white light now, standing in the power of light and love, feel that triangle, that equilateral triangle of light, love, and power held together by this blue-white light of our personal alignment and our group alignment established. Known, ever present. And still in this beautiful basking in that electric Aquarian light. Feeling whatever needs to be upgraded, shifted subtly within the self from the most minute atom reorganization into this strength of light, love, and power. That we create this consciousness that holds the pattern of the highest good for all. Established by your own alignment. And this gently then, letting your breath get deeper and fuller, as all of this meditation begins to organize into the brain, into conscious thought over these next minutes, hours, days. And as you are gently transitioning as above, so below, feeling this light radiating from yourself now, as peace, as divine intelligence, as compassion out into our world. All blessings to all beings. And we'll close with the great invocation. Followed by 3 ohms. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills. The purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you.
So standing in this deep alignment as a group, we are a source of strength and hope. We're a source of new possibilities for others. And standing in this deep alignment together, in the eye of the storm, we form a stabilizing force and a powerful presence of loving cohesion in a world that is unraveling. So utilizing this energy of love, we hold our world inside the group heart. We visualize the needed healing of the separated parts of our world as we enter into a greater state of wholeness, as we seek a more perfect union with the one life, with each other. We stand together in service to our world, sounding a note of deep healing, a note that will shape new patterns of harmony and create the sacred geometry of love on earth that is the template for the coming Aquarian age. So gathering all the energies generated and received during our meditation, we're going to broadcast the power of love out into the world as a blessing. And we're going to do this in 3 waves with each sounding of the Tibetan bowl. So as you hear each sounding, see and sense the presence of a greater love, the life more abundant, circulating around the world, enfolding and blessing all beings. So thank you for your presence and your participation in this group meditation. And thank you for engaging in this powerful opportunity to be of service together. Aquarius is a sign of service. So thank you. And from all of us here at Meditation Mount, we bid you good night and blessings of peace, blessings of love from the Ojai Valley. May each of us be centers of light and love and power. And may we bring love to a world in need. So deep gratitude and blessings to all of us, and blessings to all beings. Namaste.